All right, well, here we are. I thought I would kind of show you around a little bit. This is the studio that's in my house. And actually, at this time, the band Kenaniah is actually making another CD. And we've been through several versions of Kenaniah. It started out with Tammy Duttry, TJ McAllister, and myself. And we used to play all through the Buffalo area. And then we went to Arizona, and the band morphed, and more things happened there. And we put out a CD, and then we came up to Vermont, and the band kind of changed and went in a different direction again. And I loved that version of Kenaniah, and I hope someday that God's able to put that back together again, because it really was something special. We had Roger and Rebecca and Dave and Lucy, and then they had that weakest link, the lead guitarist, which was me. But this is the studio, and right now I am actually recording a new album. And so as you can see, this is my studio. This is where I do a lot of my recording. It's a sound booth. Yep, pretty cool. My wife constantly comes up to get me because I'm in my sound booth, and is constantly telling me that I need to come out of the closet and join the real world here. I guess I gotta be careful. That means had no meanings these days. See all my guitars. You can see them. This is the guitar that's on the cover of the first album. That guitar my grandfather made. That's actually a bass. He made that out of the woods that were in my woods back in New York. He carved it, and beautiful bass. That's a guitar that I made by just pieces and parts, and all my kids and grandchildren signed it. I used to play this when I actually built this in Vermont, when the Vermont version of Kenaniah. If you guys ever hear the story I tell about the guitar that I sent over to Iraq, and it went all through one end of Iraq and out the other without a scratch on it, that's the guitar right there. So this is the room that most of the music comes out of. And as you can see, it's got a lot of clutter and a lot of mess, but that's just my life. So this next song, I've actually got it recorded, a lot of the instrumental for it. And it has a lot of piano in the song because that's what I wanted. Originally, this was written, I would say, back in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. I believe TJ McAllister and Tammy sang this with me. I don't know if we ever did it in Arizona, and I don't know if the new Vermont Kenaniah did it, but I'm going to give it a shot. Now, this song will eventually be copyrighted, but that is only because we want to give it away for free, and we want to make sure that nobody else takes it and decides to try to put a copyright on it or anything before we have a chance to give it away for free. The music industry is a little crazy that way. When Ken and I first came together, our agreement was our music would be given away, and we wanted to reach those that couldn't be reached. And so I have this song recorded in my studio with a lot of piano and instrumental behind it, and then I'm just going to play and sing to it. And I have sung this song at church, and it's called I Belong. Because once we give our lives to Jesus Christ, it says we belong to him. And I remember reading that in the Bible, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I belong to Jesus Christ. Think about belonging to somebody. Isn't that amazing? That he has us and we belong to him. And that's just one of those things that kind of caught me one day. And so I said, all right, I'd like to sing a song about how I belong to Jesus Christ. And like I said, we have sung this in church. So I just would like you to hear the actual version with some of the instrumental behind it. I'm going to see if I can make this system work. I got it. I lift my hands, I fall on my knees to worship God for all to see. And I'm not ashamed to let the world hear how I lift my voice in holy fear, because I belong to you, oh Lord, and I belong to you, oh Lord. Oh Lord, remind me that I'm a child of a king, and I will praise my Father's name. It's because of him I sing. Oh Father, you're awesome. Just for me you paid a king's ransom. And I'll wrap myself in your love. I'll listen to you whisper in my ear. Do not fear, because I belong to you. And in myself I am weak, I fall down on my knees. Oh Lord, I come to you, humbly for all to view. Holy Spirit, fill my soul like a mighty flood. Nothing comes between us because of your blood. And now I belong to you, oh Lord, and I belong to you, oh Lord. Oh Lord, remind me I'm a child of a king, and I will praise my Father's name. It's because of him I sing. Oh Father, you're awesome. Just for me you paid a king's ransom. So I'll wrap myself in your love. I'll listen to you whisper in my ear. Do not fear, because I belong to you. Remind me I'm a child of a king, and I will praise my Father's name. It's because of him I sing. Oh Father, you're awesome. Just for me you paid a king's ransom. So I'll wrap myself in your love. I'll listen to you whisper in my ear. Do not fear, because I belong to you. Oh, I belong to you. Yes, I belong to you. So there you go. That's the song I Belong. So you've seen my room, you've seen my little guitar collection, and we all know, how many guitars does a person need? There is a universal answer to this. One more.